There, how you doing? Chewy Dog and I here. We are out doing another day of fantastic garage sailing and find some treasures that we can hopefully sell on our eBay store and at the flea market we're doing this weekend. But if you haven't, go hit like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Go to my eBay store. It's just like the name, Retro Vibes, right down there. You can go to retrovibes.com. It all just pops right up. Anyway, so Chewy Dog and I go to a garage sale this morning. It is our first garage sale of the day, and I saw one of the most Minnesotan passive-aggressive fights between two sisters in a driveway that I have ever seen, between two sisters in a driveway. I mean, one of them was obviously right, one of them was obviously nuts, which is, I mean, seems to be the way it is most of the time with siblings. Just saying hey to my sister there. I think we both know who we are there. I'm not proud of that. Anyway, so, hey Chewy. Yeah, we're having a good day. So anyway, it's garage sale day. And so I show up to this house, and I was excited to go here because it said they had a bunch of tractors, trucks, and other miscellaneous toys for boys. And no pictures. I love a good no pictures sale. That means that it's in boxes and piles, and I love that. Anyway, so I get there, and as I'm walking up the driveway, there's two ladies standing in the middle of it by all of where the tractors are, and the one lady says to the other, well, did someone buy all these? And the other lady goes, no, I bought all those, and I just don't understand why they're at the garage sale. I bought them for my nephew. And she's like, well, what did you do with them? I'm like, well, I took and I put them in a box in the back of my car. And the other sister just stands there with a look on her face like, what do you mean? She looks at her and she goes, Marge, I told my son that he could sell those to help pay for his college. He has no reason to keep all of these kids' toys. We're moving up north to a little cabin on the lake. And her sister's like, well, I bought them, and so if he's getting rid of them, I'm taking them back. It's like, Marge, that's not how this works. Our parents taught us very well that when you give a gift, the gift belongs to the other person, not you. Like, I just don't understand. I bought them. They're mine. Like, no, you gave them to your nephew. Like, And she made a lot of those noises and walked away, and then the lady goes over, the lady whose house it was, whose son's tractors they are, they go over to her car. She opens up the back and grabs this box of tractors out. And you hear the death-curdling scream of the Minnesota angry, childless aunt who bought these toys 20 years ago. And you hear, oh, you do not open my car and take my things out. Those are my things. It's like, Marge, we're not dealing with this. You're being an Indian giver. Oh, you saw some people at that garage sale. There were a lot of people a lot younger than me. Or you call somebody an Indian giver, and it's like a crazy racial epithet where I grew up and where my parents grew up, there's a lot of up in northern Minnesota, and they're close to the res, and, there was a lot of Indian giver talk, and I found out later in life that a lot of that was racism, but, oh well, we're all raised a certain way, and I guess it worked out, kind of. And anyway, I called her an Indian giver, and the lady who'd taken the cars and put her, the trucks or tractors and put them in the back of her car, he's like, you don't call me that name. That's not right anymore. And the other lady's like, Marge, our parents have been trying to get through gift giving to you since you were a little girl, and I don't think you're ever going to figure it out. But if you want to take these, that's fine. You just go ahead and you call your nephew, and you tell him that you're taking his toys back. And if you want to help contribute to his college at all, we'd be more than happy to see the money from you that we would have got from these tractors. Well, at that point, a husband came out of the house, and he told them to both go in the house if they're going to yell at each other because they look like crazy people. He didn't have any weirder of an accent than me, or I'd go for it. But those other two ladies, they were definitely up north Minnesotans, or at least Minnesotans that retain their thick and crazy, Fargo, North Dakota accent. Oofda. But, so I didn't get to hear the rest of it. What I did get to see was the nephew pull back up, the son, the nephew. So he's probably, 22. They said pay for college, but I think he'd already missed a few years. He'd taken a few gap years and, done some construction work, also known as drinking beer in a field with your friends who couldn't get into college. So we call Minnesota, we take a gap year. And so he shows up and he's like, wow, all my tractors sold. And all I could think was, oh, dude, you don't even know. You're about to walk in that house and go grab yourself a Go-Gurt or whatever else, 22-year-old kid who's still living at his parents' house does. And you're about to hear your aunts, doing mean fighting. Because we heard some little bit of stuff in the driveway. I can't imagine what goes on behind closed doors if they're willing to have that fight right in front of everybody else. And so I found a few things. I found a few of the tractors she didn't pilfer. Maybe it was stuff that she didn't specifically remember buying. But so I'm checking out and I'm paying the guy that came out and, told the ladies to go in the house. And the lady whose husband it was who owned the house, who's, the mother of the son, comes out and I'm like, so, any chance I could buy that box of tractors from you? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I think that's all in probate now. I don't even dare touch it. That was, well, I'm sorry you had to see that. And I'm like, no, I just want to let you know that's the most entertaining thing that I've seen in a garage sale in probably, 2 months. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. She's like, oh, I'm so glad that I could entertain you today. And, we had a good chuckle and laughed a little bit and wished her good luck and went about my life. Garage sale stories. Anyway, if you can, go and hit like, hit subscribe. Go to my eBay store, buy some junk. I got some tractors up there. I got, Tonka trucks. I got all sorts of vintage toys and action figures and goofy stuff and old clock radios and, junk. All the junk that catches my eye that I'm like, hey, maybe somebody would want to buy this from me. And I wouldn't have to get a real job. And that'd be great. If you can keep me from getting a real job, I'd really appreciate that. I don't know how to turn YouTube into making money, but I'm hoping some of these videos drive people to my store so I make $12. I need $12. And buy Chewy Dog some more rawhides. For whatever reason, she's chewing through rawhides at an amazing rate right now. But anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, go to retrovibes.com, and that'll take you to my eBay store, show you my videos, do all sorts of fun stuff. Have a good one. See you in the next video.